Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Thanks so much for listening today. We've got everything from the latest on Hurricane Irma hitting Florida to a new stock exchange and even the new iPhone revealed this week. What you need to know. That and much more, all in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy, and a quick note for you. I'm using a travel mic on the road today, but I will be back to normal tomorrow. All right, today is Monday, September 11th. You ready? Let's do this. All right, a lot to talk about today with Hurricane Irma. It started to make its way through Florida yesterday, starting as a Category 4 and slamming the Florida Keys. As it moved up the west coast of the state, it got weaker, down to a Cat 3, then 2, and even down to a 1 late last night. But it's still strong. It hit Tampa overnight and into this morning. The storm is expected to get weaker, turning into a tropical storm as it makes its way to northern Florida and other southeastern states today and tomorrow. But here's what we know at last check. CNN reports nearly 4 million people in Florida are without power. In downtown Miami, there are areas of streets that look like rivers. It's flooded. The strong wind even knocked over 3 construction cranes. The Miami airport reports a lot of damage and will be closed completely, at least for today. At least 4 deaths have been reported in Florida so far, too. The New York Times says about 6.5 million people were told to evacuate. Think about that. It's a lot. This storm is still taking its toll, so we'll have even more to talk about tomorrow as we get more updates. In the meantime, if you want to help, here's what the New York Times says. Giving money to reputable organizations is almost always the most efficient way to help. People can also volunteer. But this is good to know. Donating blankets, clothes, and toys, well, that can sometimes take resources away from other important things. People have to sort through everything and transport it, so it can end up just sitting in a warehouse. I'll be posting the article in today's show notes if you're looking for specific ways and places to donate. That may be the best. And again, more updates on this storm damage throughout Florida coming tomorrow. Today marks 16 years since the 9/11 terrorist attacks in 2001. The AP says President Trump and the First Lady will observe a moment of silence and go to a ceremony at the Pentagon. Thousands will be at Ground Zero today as well. You probably don't need a reminder on this one, but I'll give you one anyway. Nearly 3,000 people were killed when hijackers flew planes into New York's World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and a field in Pennsylvania. Oh, and be on the lookout. There's also a new documentary coming out this week that details one man's heroic actions that day. It's called Man in Red Bandana. You may not have heard from her in a while, but she's telling it all now. Hillary Clinton just spoke to CBS about losing the presidential election. She said she felt like she let everyone down, and she didn't expect to lose and had not even drafted a concession speech before election night. She also talked about her own mistakes and what she thought of the president's inauguration speech. Spoiler alert, it wasn't good. And then this. She made it clear she will not be running for president again, ever. She's talking about it all now because her memoir, called What Happened, goes on sale this week. There's an update now about that earthquake in Mexico late Thursday night. NBC News says the death toll has gone up. It's now at 90. The magnitude 8.1 earthquake also caused buildings and homes to collapse. It's said to be the most powerful earthquake to hit Mexico in 100 years. All right, other things people may be talking about today. Tennis. And specifically, the U.S. Open. Sloane Stephens won the women's finals. She beat Madison Keys. CNN says it was the first time in 15 years that 2 Americans faced off in the finals. As for the men's final, the winner is Rafael Nadal. He beat Kevin Anderson yesterday. There's a new stock exchange, and it's going after the big guys now. It's called IEX. It's been around for about a year, but Business Insider reports it's offering incentives for companies to make the switch from the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. We may hear about this startup more next month. Again, it's called IEX. But the 2 main stock exchanges say they're ready for this and believe they still have the advantage. Get this, China is planning a future without gasoline cars, like at all. Bloomberg reports the government is working on a timeline to end production and sales of gas and diesel cars. Instead, they'll lean on electric vehicles. The UK and France are also working to make this shift. It broke records at the box office as expected. Yes, the movie It, a Stephen King novel turned movie. Variety reports it just had the largest opening weekend in September ever, and the third largest opening weekend so far this year. The movie is a scary one. Think clowns and children, and not in the fun birthday party way. All right, get ready for the next iPhone. Yeah, tomorrow is the day Apple is expected to reveal it. So far, people have been referring to it as either the iPhone 8 or iPhone X or even the anniversary iPhone since it's been 10 years since the very first iPhone came out. I know, right? 10 years. I hope you started saving money back then, though, because this year, the Wall Street Journal reports it's expected to cost $1,000. And Apple thinks you'll pay for it. That said, the older phones will likely drop in price as the new one hits stores. So what will make this new one special? Business Insider reports the new phone is expected to have facial recognition, wireless charging, and a nearly borderless screen. All right, so if you're not an Apple person, there's something for you too. Samsung showed off its new phone last month, and it'll be ready to buy starting this Friday, September 15th. It's the Galaxy Note 8, and it will also be pricey. Think $950. Good news, though, for that price, it's not supposed to catch fire. Reminder, the Note 7 had overheating batteries, and let's just say it was banned from airplanes. And that's it. As always, check out thenewsworthy.com for links to all the stories I mentioned today. Just click show notes and find today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and share The Newsworthy with friends. Let them know about it so they can give it a try. I so appreciate it. And find me on social media. Say hi. Thanks so much again for listening, and let's chat again tomorrow. Have a great day.